Nothing by Janne Teller. Nothing matters. I've known that for a long time. So nothing is worth doing. I just realised that. I firmly believe there are concepts and experiences that are far too difficult to put into words. This is not to say they are far too difficult to put into stories. Words are the first level of language. They're a sound to which we assign a basic meaning, and they're sufficient for communicating simple ideas. But to consider anything complex, we need to move into higher levels, into metaphors and parables and stories. Replace as you see fit for your chosen form of art. Janne Teller's Nothing astounded me because it managed to communicate ideas that I just thought were too complex. More than any other book I've previously read, it perfectly toys with this idea of nihilism and allows the reader space to explore ideas of depression and despair. Teller begins her tale by Pierre Anton deciding that nothing means anything and taking up residence in a tree. For the rest of her story, Pierre Anton sits there, eating plums and acting as a nagging doubt to the other children. They cannot go on with their lives as before. They're unable to ignore the fear that maybe nothing means anything. To combat Pierre Anton, the children begin to create the pile of meaning, giving to it those things which mean most to them. However, as the amount each item means increases, the children are less willing to give them up, and the darker the story gets. This book doesn't claim to offer a cure for what is uncurable, or an answer for what is unanswerable, but it does portray depression and reactions to depression more exactly than I thought possible. Reading this book, everyone can find in it their own experiences. It is a book that works with a much deeper form of language and has the ability to summon memories and emotions that chime with the reader clear like a bell. Someone else has felt what you have felt. The most interesting part of Nothing to me was the reactions of the other children, their anger at Pierre Anton, their persecution of him, their desperate need to prove that he is wrong, to prove that there is meaning, so that despondency isn't the only option. His unhappiness threatens their own ability to be happy and content. While he remains unpersuaded, there is a nagging doubt that he is right, that maybe they should join him in the plum tree. There is a quote I love, but only half remember. A correction in the comments would be great if anyone recognises it. It goes something like, "Great stories either allow us to escape life or teach us to endure it." For a long time now, I've definitely divided my reading this way, into endurance or escapism. There are books that tell of people I want to know and adventures I want to take part in. And then there are books that change my perspective of what it is to be human, that give me a deeper insight into my own life. To me, Nothing is definitely one of these books. It's not the kind of story you want to jump in and join the characters. As I've said, the story does get quite dark, and I would recommend readers away from it if they're unsettled easily. It's a story that makes you question, it makes you consider, and it makes you feel. Nothing is honestly an amazing book. I would put it up there with The Catcher in the Rye and The Lord of the Flies as a teen classic. It's a book I've honestly made a lot of people already buy, because in reading it, people will understand me better, or understand themselves better. Thanks so much to Janne and to Strider Publishing for my copy. What you reading? Oh, nothing.